I heard a man got punched in the face for coughing in the elevator. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to When Nice Guys Retaliate. Today we're talking about the false COVID cough, mass deception. But it's not a conspiracy. Main topics are different types of masks, the actual mass deception, recommendations to reduce this issue, and then some bonus information. As a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, just as a mask wearer like everybody is. I just noticed some things and I just thought I just wanted to bring it up to you guys to help you out. Different types of masks, common masks that we use are disposable. We have cloth. Y'all seen them, you know them. We also have things such as handkerchiefs that we use at times, and other variants. Of course, it's not the steam mask that everybody's wearing in the hospital, but we go from there. But the actual mass deception is caused by lint. Um, it's probably something you wouldn't normally think about it, but it's probably causes issues that you wouldn't normally see in this sort of situation. Disposable masks are probably the best as long as you use them correctly. Uh, Handkerchiefs are probably the next best, but they don't necessarily provide the best protection from what I understand protection, or at least keeping stuff from coming out of your mouth. But I think cloth masks are the worst. And the reason why I say this is because they are going to accumulate lint after you wash them. Hand drying the mask, hand washing the mask, and possibly let them air dry would probably be an alternate method. However, I would imagine it would produce less lint if you did actually hand wash it and let it air dry. The reason why I thought about producing this video is part because of the story I heard about a man getting punched in the face for coughing in the elevator. I actually tracked down a video, and hopefully it's the right one. But in the video, what actually happened was a guy got on the elevator, and he pulled out his mask, and he intentionally coughed on somebody. And then that guy proceeded to kind of beat him down and kick him out the elevator. So, yeah, I was like, all right. But it still kind of is along the lines of what the subject is for the day. The second reason is I basically wore both cloth masks a lot more than I do now. And I kind of wear like a combination of the two, but sometimes I'll just focus on using disposables. And I would cough, and it made me think about why in the world am I coughing if I don't have any cold or anything like that? And lint came to my mind. So one day, I was wearing one of my masks, like such, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can clean it off. So I got a piece of tape, and I wrapped it around my hand as such, and then I patted it on the cloth on both sides, and got as much, you know, lint off of it as I could, to see if I could actually prove my claim. And I'll show you what I found. This is a picture of what I actually found on the cloth mask. And as you can see a little dots of lint and lint balls. But if you look closer, you'll actually see this. So now you see little clumps of lint, and then you see like little hairs of lint inside of this trap. So it's even worse than you might even think, because all that stuff is actually going into your lungs. and I think that's what actually at least caused me to cough. But after I actually took all that stuff off, I actually was able to use the cloth mask better. I could breathe better, and I really didn't cough after that. So I recommended methods of reducing the lint would be obviously using the tape as I showed you. You take a piece of tape, you wrap it around your hand, and then you just pat, like I showed you before, just pat on it, and until you get as much lint off as possible. And then look at it and see actually how much lint that you take off of it. So after you do your washing, if you do washing in a washing machine, then you put it in a dryer. I think that's going to give you a whole lot of lint. But if you decide to hand wash it and then air dry it, do the same thing and see if there is a difference in the amount of lint that you actually get. I think it's going to actually help you if you are using a cloth mask. Now, I have some recommendations for using cloth mask as well as disposable mask. As far as the disposable masks, that are usually more expensive and you only have one-time use. So I would recommend using them if you go into a hospital or some type of medical facility, dentist, as it's probably going to give you the most protection from breathing out and also from breathing anything in. And it also will help them have your healthcare person probably a little bit more, I don't know, how do you say, confidence in your mask, because if it's cloth, if you don't wash it every day, there's a possibility you could be just accumulating stuff and then passing it around. So cloth and handkerchiefs, I would just use those, and make sure you follow the CDC requirements for care, but use them as you go around every other place, because they're not going to be as expensive, and they're going to give you probably should supposedly a decent amount of protection against COVID, and I think they're a lot more comfortable to wear in a lot of spaces as well. Now, for the bonus information, this you might find a little bit interesting because I did. I had a situation where I was having issues breathing, which I had never had before, and I could not figure out what it was. So I ended up going to the doctor. They did all their X-ray stuff, breathing tests and whatnot, and they even gave me some type of medicine to see if they could actually fix the issue. And so I took it, but it really didn't help. And I thought that was kind of fishy, but it kind of made me think about what else could be possibly causing this issue. And the thought came to me, spray deodorant. So spray deodorant, yeah. Now I didn't haven't used spray deodorant my whole life. Normally I use like a solid deodorant or something like that. But a few years ago I started using spray deodorant, and I noticed that depending on where you are is going to determine how much effect the spray deodorant is going to have you. So if you're in a closed space like a small bathroom, you spray deodorant on your arm, you'll notice a dust, like a cloud of that deodorant coming in the air. Now, if it's in the air and you can see it, you're breathing. Okay. Now, deodorant is designed to keep your perspiration in and keep you from perspiring. So if that goes into your lungs, I think it'll probably keep you from breathing very well. And I think that was primarily the issue I was having. So what I ended up doing is I would hold my breath while I was spraying the deodorant, and then walk out of the cloud, or spray it in a different room and holding my breath and walk out of the cloud to make sure I wasn't continually exposed with it. And that actually helped the breathing issue I had. Okay, so if you're having a breathing issue, you know what I'm saying, it could be the lint, but it also could be if you have a spray deodorant, that could also cause some type of respiratory issues. And I would invite you to try that if you do have it, and you see stuff like whatever the spray stuff they give you to help you breathe. Try either going completely away from the spray deodorant, or and just using a solid, or just doing what I just told you to do as far as spray, hold your breath, and walk out of that cloud so you don't inhale it. Now, I also found another interesting thing is they do actually make um, spray anti-fog stuff for your glasses. So I found this at Walgreens. It's called Fog Block. So I tried it, and it actually works pretty good. I haven't used it as much as I need to, but what it does is, like when you're wearing your mask, a lot of times, especially if you're wearing a disposable mask, your breath will come up and it'll actually fog up your glasses. Well, this stuff will actually help you not fog up your glasses. I'll give you a better picture of it. It's right here. It's called Fog Block. Not a paid endorsement. I just think it's cool, and it's primarily made for PPE, I believe, for people who have to work screen masks all the time, and it basically helps prevent fog, you from fogging it up. So something pretty cool. I don't remember how much it costs, but that is, my advice for you, at least on that, are recommendations that you might want to consider, especially if you wear glasses like myself. So that's all I have for today. Hope this video has been informative and helps you stay away from the COVID cough mass deception, because the cough may not be a real cough, and if you're coughing because of lint or because of spray deodorant or for whatever reason, somebody could take that as an insult or whatever, and then decide to do bodily harm to you. And this is just a way to help prevent that from happening. But also remember to go to the CDC website for additional details and for just about having to navigate the pandemic, and then any mass care information that you want to find. But this is what happens when nice guys retaliate. You guys take it.